Hello, fellow Toolboxers. Thank you for joining us. Episode number 366 is a very important one. This might be a game changer from AD to BC when it comes to how everything is done. And it's a breakdown of how I use artificial intelligence AI systems to help in my research and preparation for a national interest waiver case and how I'm doing it now. And I'm sharing it free. First, how I did it, how I created it, but to save you the time of creating the systems, if you're a lawyer, you could join our community page on circle.so, and the data I get from the AI, I put it there, and you could use it too. And the specific data are AEO decisions, my secret, weapon of understanding and be able to answer to RFEs and to prepare really good L1s, EB-1Cs, EB-1A, national waiver, and all these other kinds of cases, ones I never filed before. That's how I get up and study and read it. But because there's so many of these and the language is dense, it's frustrating reading through the thousands of them that I read through my lifetime in my career. But now with the AI and the systems we developed to suck information out of it to make it shorter so we can fine tune and find the cases that make a difference, it's gotten really faster. So if you want to get the info for free, the stuff, it's on circle.so. You got to get a membership. If you're a lawyer, just email me, info@immigrationlawyerstoolbox.com, and I send it to you free. There's no charge for that if you're joining. Again, you have to be a lawyer, so it's not for regular people. But the page has a lot more information, CLEs, trainings, all this kind of stuff they put behind a wall so that regular people don't see them as just for trade development and all that. So I want to be aware of that. Also, if you're in the marriage green card course that we have, the ultimate marriage green card course to help you get your personal law firm started, take it to the next level. The videos are there too for paying members for that one. You'll get access to this like paywall places that are there. But to get familiar with the work we do, how transparent we are, how fully we cover really good immigration lawyering to get in the game, that's the place to go to check it out. Also, the Immigration Lawyers Toolbox magazine issue number 8 is out. I'd love you to check it out. Go to iltbox.com, click on the magazine link, or immigrationlawyerstoolbox.com/magazine, and click on that and check it out. A lot of good articles from colleagues. And number 9 is probably coming out in a month or two. I do want to thank our sponsor who sponsored both the magazine and this podcast, Mitratex INS Zoom. As you all know, as an immigration lawyer, you spend a lot of time wrestling with paperwork, more than actually helping people a lot of times. Mitratex INS Zoom isn't just another case management tool. It's the industry leader trusted by over 1,500 law firms and corporations worldwide. With fully customizable workflows, you can automate those soul-crushing repetitive tasks and focus on what matters, your clients, and maybe taking a lunch break. And get this, they have the largest and most comprehensive immigration forms library available, over 1,300 forms and corresponding digital questionnaires, not to mention 18 plus e-filable forms and counting. The fiscal year 2026 H-1B cap will open on March 7th and run through March 24th, 2025. Check out the Mitratech INS Zoom H-1B registration module, which automates the process from A to Z. Mitratech's immigration CMS platform is secure, accessible from any device, and keeps you compliant no matter where you are. So whether you're in the office, at home, or presenting a case from a tropical beach, you're covered. Visit hrc.mitratech.com/toolbox to learn more. Again, that's hrc.mitratech.com/toolbox. Mitratech is Mitratece, Mitratech. Do it. Your clients will thank you. Your sanity will thank you. So having said that, all the information provided in the following program is not intended as individual legal guidance. It's educational purposes only, but you all know that already. Let's get it started. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining us. I probably have an intro. I'm going to talk about other stuff, and you're jumping into this one. I'm recording at a separate time. So I might say the same stuff over again, but I'm really excited to talk about the use of one AI and to boost my ability to do cases that I had said no to for a long time because there was too much work and research involved into doing it properly. In particular, national interest waiver, NIW cases, and the EB-1A cases, where I would spend hours and hours studying all the AAO decisions, Administrative Appeals Office decisions, because it gave me a massive amounts of confidence, and really fine-tune ability to be able to spot issues and to answer questions ahead of time that could be problematic with USCIS. And this also goes to the L1 space, the EB-1C multinational manager space as well. So I want to go through what I did in this particular consultation prep that I have. I'll do some backgrounds, got to keep it anonymous, but I'm so excited about it. It's late at night right now, and I'm tired, but that's why I want to jump on recording this. I didn't do the intro. I'll do the intro recording later. But it's really helpful for people that have already been doing NIWs for years, those that have never done them before, and everything in between. Now, if you're watching this on video, it's going to be better because I'm going to show my screen. And for non-lawyers watching, the information that I'm going to say is accessible here is only for lawyers. So you have to be a lawyer, and it's going to be free, at least for now, on because it takes a lot of hours prepping it, making it. But on our community page, circle.so, if you're interested, go to jqqlaw.com. There's a community tab. Click on there, fill out our questionnaire, and you could gain access. We'll give you your email. You'll get access to this. It's amazing. But one ahead of time to tell you, if you're trying to do this yourself, is that the AI is still pretty dumb or lazy, a little bit of each. So all different parts, I'll tell you where the issues I've been having. So the first step, again, is reading all the AO decisions and knowing what's going on. But it's very hard because there's so many of them, especially in the national interest waiver space during the Biden administration. I think a gazillion people apply for NIW, so we're seeing the failure rate of it coming a lot, not just in airline attendants and pilots, but other areas. And so what I've been doing is first step is I download, and I'm just spilling the beans on what's going on, download and save every single AO decision. And after doing this, I'm going to make this accessible, my library of AO decisions to the group. Everyone could access it, but just in a more organized fashion. And then I batch the cases. Because when I use ChatGPT to analyze the cases, it can only handle a certain limited amount of PDFs before it doesn't understand. So if I give it like 40 cases at once, it just will freeze or not work or not read every single case. So I got to limit it to 15 or 16. That took a day or two to figure out. So again, I'm spilling the beans here. It's to show you, frankly, it's so much work that it's not worth it for you to do it. It's better to have a lawyer do it. And the secret sauce is this. Once I have all the cases downloaded and I'm uploading into the system, there's a prompt that you have to work with to get it to work properly. And that took a lot of times to create that prompt. But eventually, I get a resource that comes out. And let me share my screen. Let's see how to minimize this. I get this, and this is what you see when you're on the community page. You just have the final version of this. It's a breakdown of every 10 to 15 cases in each month until it fills out, starting with the file name, the job description of the applicant that's filing. In this example, we're doing EB-2C national interest waivers, the case decision date, the USCIS field office made the decision, the final AEO decision, which is usually dismissed, the NIW criteria that were approved, a short explanation of why they were approved, the NIW criteria denied, an explanation of why they were denied, and then the unique notes related to the case. So I asked it to analyze these. Now, it makes mistakes. Sometimes it'll make up cases. It'll put the wrong file name on there. And so there are errors, and that's another level of double checking where, again, it's not worth your time to do because I've created staff that downloads all this stuff, puts it in the GPT, checks to do our best. I can't guarantee it, but do our best to have what the AI says is correct matches at least with the cases, with the information, so we're double checking it. And that leaves you something where every time it pops up, we try to send reminders for people to log in to read these. So then we have this, and then what I did today is I also had it suck out all the job listings. So it's just the case name and the job title, so that you can really quickly go through it and see what jobs there are. So if there's this particular case you already know, like an attorney NIW you're doing, we have one here, you could just look at that. Now the problem, this is based on just the timeline, which I'm showing you right now on the screen. I then further fine-tuned it and added another job listing, which I can't open up. I can hear that fine-tunes it for the month. Here is December 2024, based on the job title and the grouping that it could be in. So if, for example, you're thinking about healthcare cases, they're all in one place. If you're thinking about entrepreneur cases, business cases, they're all in one place. The ChatGPT AI cannot figure this out because we had I think 84 different jobs here. And every time I say it was sorted, it would do a good job sorting and creating headings for each kind of job. But it would come out with 70 jobs, 75 jobs, 74. So it kept dropping 10 at a time. So this is another time-consuming aspect, is having someone sift through the job titles and organizing it because the AI just can't do it yet. So you see the AI is there as a big boost, and I can do massively more stuff in the ways of organizing data, but it still sucks people's time into it and having to understand what it is. But we did that. So that'll help you to be able to like fine tune. Okay, I'm put them all together of like things that are overlapping in the month or to better review. Now let me go through the case consultation that I have. It was a person that used another firm, and they got an RFE in particular questioning, and this is a big RFE that's coming in a lot of these cases when you read the AEO, whether the work that they're doing is actually national in scope. And so when I read the RFE, I saw that the person had, unfortunately, their attorney had connected the work that the foreign national is doing that was in the national interest way, way, way too much with the current employment that they had and the current work they are doing for that company and the special consulting that they were doing for them. Instead of keeping it more open-ended to show that it matched a lot of people, they kind of hitched their wagon to this one company, which then limits the scope of what they're doing. So now at the RFE stage, like how do we explain that this is not like all that? It's still national in scope. So I went back to I couldn't just go on job listings because like I did a couple, but you know, I wanted to get a better perspective on like how this would affect other fields or people associated with it. Because obviously there's the IT field potentially, there's the business consulting field, but I wanted to like get into it more to see what it was. So what I did is I use Notion a lot of times for if you haven't used Notion, that's pretty good. I think it's like $20 a month, but it's a really flexible system doing a lot of things. I don't use it enough, but I copy pasted all the job titles here. And what I'm not sure if I needed to do that per se, but what I did is I opened up like the PDF and I started just quickly looking over what kind of job title it was and what the reason of denial was, and scrolling down really quickly. And through that, I identified like 20 cases that were potentially like something that I should read and compare with. So, for example, this is December 3rd. So December 3rd, case number 6. So when I'm scrolling down here, all of a sudden I come up to December 3rd, case number 6. It says software developer, okay, foreign trade specialist. I'm like, I wonder what that is. And then when I went over it, it says contributions to an explanation of why it was approved. It was dismissed, but the criteria that was approved was substantial merit. And it said contributions to international trade and cross-cultural trade were recognized. Okay, that's good. Similar to our case, we got the substantial merit portion. Denied for national importance. I'm like, okay, that's the main denial reason we had. So I saw that, and it says the petitioner failed to demonstrate how their endeavor would have significant nationwide economic implications for U.S. aeronautics. And then unique notes I added: volunteer initiatives were mentioned but not deemed relevant to the case of national importance. I'm like, okay, that kind of compares to what we're doing. And then I moved forward more, and then December 3rd, number 4. Let's see, December 4. I knew when you're reviewing these, you if you want to fine tune it quickly, find the actual cases. Then you start reading the cases instead of reading everything. The file name is December, so all these cases are batched with the month. And then it's December 3rd, so you got to see which grouping of days it is, 1 through 3, 4 through 5 here. And the grouping of days will change depending on how many AO decisions were done in that week. And then the 2024 obviously year, so you ignore that. But then it's number 5. So like on December 3rd, 2024, there are more than five or more cases that were there. I just know, okay, I got to pull up the case on December 3rd and then the number 5, so I could quickly find what that one is and quickly open it up and review it. But when we go to the next one that I think is better able to describe what I'm trying to go for, it's December 3rd, December 3rd, and case number 4. So December 3rd, case number 4. Let's try to find the synopsis first, which is slightly out of order, unfortunately. The AI drives me crazy. But it's what job title is? Entrepreneur, is that it? Okay, December 3rd, case number 4, entrepreneur. So it says business innovation and technical solutions were acknowledged as valuable. That's kind of similar to the case that we have. Okay, that's good. And then national importance was the reason for the denial. The proposed company and its consulting services lack broader implications for the national economy. I'm like, okay, so that kind of goes there. So now we're at December 3rd, number 4, and I opened that up. And then when reviewing it, I scroll down. The first part is just generic stuff, kind of go to the analysis. And it talks about what was lacking, what was not. At some points, it said using tech solutions to develop and change management and prevent risk was what the idea they had in this particular case, not the client, but here, through creating his own company. So the guy was creating a company, this is what he was doing. And then the government said business plan that they had didn't show hiring. And then so like how they're hiring, what they're hiring to show the effects. And so that popped up in my head when I'm consulting with the person. How much hiring will be happening based on the work they're doing with this specific company, to have statistics on how it works in the wider, public and wider economic effect to show that it's national in scope. Like another case that popped up, just going through it, it was a manager in cartography. So manager cartography on itself, like, was not something I'm connected with, a business consultant, if you will, and tech consultant, and tech expert. But here had a similar situation where then the AAO says about check out who the contracts are, who the clients are, to show the clients are big, and more detail on that to show that it's national in scope. And then there was another one here, December 31st, 01. And let me open that up. December 31st, go all the way to the end of the case file. It's 31st, the first case. And this is for, and this is more similar. We're doing a project manager, data foundations, and request manager. So it's a guy who's making, working with a platform of some software company to develop some stuff. And that really helped me get a better understanding of why they were ultimately denied in this case and how we could argue differently. So here, like the person that was in charge of the tech had also 15 other project managers. So that differentiates from our case because our guy's the top guy running alone, but here he was like one of many. So it watered down his what he is to that location. And then there was another one about like a dentist who was making laser dentist specialist who's trying to make a company, but I had that copy paste here. And then there's another one that was really similar. I think this platform engineer to cloud infrastructure. This is December 18th. Number first case. So it's the 18th, the first case. And we scroll down to the analysis. And this is where it gets more interesting. I wanted to read through all this with you, so I was going to highlight it, but then I thought it might sound really boring reading out a bunch of stuff on a podcast. So I thought I'd just focus on showing you how you could use this data to be able to do stuff. I think going too much into the legal technicality of what the case was about. But it talks about like how this platform, and again, it goes to the fact that how effective is this company in the wider scope of things? How influential are they? So if you're doing this within it, you're affecting the national economy. Who are the clients you can show that are there? Who else is in the company working to show that works directly related to what you're doing, so they don't go back to you later. And then the other senior researchers are artificial intelligence. So there's different things. So at the same time, there's funny stuff that in there too, separate from this whole case I talked about. There's a bakery and pastry chef, a film animator director as a national interest waiver, a water polo coach, a skydiving instructor, a couple of airline and commercial pilot cases are all denied. And there's chaplain in the U.S. Air Force. So there's things that you don't expect and almost always denied, but could be interesting. There's another one about a Yoruba self-enrichment educator, and you'll learn about where people failed and where they did. And it's a person that's I think it's what is it called, American Indian or Native. Enrichment education. They said, well, there's all these other people who have the same program. What makes you different? And what it makes it different, that is just this one class. And so by spending a little time studying this stuff, it makes your confidence, ability to answer questions related to the very unique aspects of any case that comes up very strong, and it just really maximizes your ability to not maximize, but to make you understand the system and be able to handle really well in a confident and intelligent manner with your client. So I think it's a tool that's really going to help you all. It's very time consuming to do it and prep it. So I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully make a whole thing out of it. There's always going to be, I realize the AI is going to be problematic. So it has to be, a assistant that can collect data and push into stuff. But there's got to be someone who understands these cases to be able to make sure it's staying on track. And then inevitably, it's going to require you as an immigration lawyer. No matter, AI's got to be very, very sophisticated to take us out of this, because we have to suck up all the data from the client and from these decisions and be able to compare it together to make the comparison as a lawyer, where it contrasts, where it's similar, all that kind of stuff. That's where the legalese comes in. Obviously, AEO decisions are not legally binding, but it sure gives you a hell of a lot of understanding and ability to argue confidently and be able to, not cite again, because this can't be used as a citation, but reference, like there's differentiations in the past that you've done this, we could do it differently, and to know where the borders are, if you will, how strict they're going to be. So it's super helpful, and it's it saves me a time. I could just really focus on researching what I want to research and just getting a good synopsis of everything's happening. In a couple of hours I can know everything in December for all these AEO decisions, whereas before I'd have to read all of them and then move on EB-1A, L1, and there's lots. If you do I-360s, if you do EB-5, there's all those. We'll get in that in the future probably, but for now I'm just creating mastering the prompts needed to get the data we need for these kind of cases, and then to take it over all the AEO stuff. It's a lot of work, but it's very pleasurable. It's helped my practice, and I hope it can help you. If you want to join the community, just go to, again, immigrationlawyerstoolbox.com and go to the community page there and put your information there so I confirm you're an immigration lawyer, and we can take it from there. We're going to do, we do monthly sessions now for E2 training hour, where I just go through cases that I've done, talking about it. I'm going to start doing NIW ones as well. If you're interested in that, email me at info@immigrationlawyerstoolbox.com. It is immigration lawyers only. The fee's probably going to be, for now, it was $275, raising it to $300 because we're getting busier and busier. It's going to go higher. So get it while you can and learn this stuff. We have people who have been doing a lot. They could always learn from talking about it with me. And it's a private session live, not recorded, so we can more openly have discussions. But as you see on my past, when I have free time, this is what I do. Other than me with kids, I'm just reading immigration law. A lot of times for cases I don't even do because I love talking about immigration, learning about immigration law. If 300 and however many podcasts haven't told you that already. So happy to share this information and help the community get really strong. I love doing it, and hopefully it makes a difference in your life and in your client's life. Until next one, have a good one.